No peace. 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 No peace.
What's going on, Sensei?
No peace. No peace. No peace.
So we're watching, what is this? Be Gone. BG on the scene. Area near the shooting involving federal agent in Minneapolis. I think this is over on Twitch. What's up, James? All right, you guys think it was justified or no? I feel like they're trying to start like a civil war or something. Okay. So let me pause that real quick. So see this guy on the screen right here? I'm not sure I can play the video on YouTube, but this is what I saw. So they were arguing with this guy, and he was apparently with another woman nearby. And it looks like they were filming. They had their phones out. They were in the road. ICE agents were saying, get out of the way, move, we're going to move you. They don't move. So then they began physically moving them. There's about 5 or 6 ICE agents that begin to surround him. They mace him. They push the girl that was with him, and they kind of tackle him to the ground. Once they have him on the ground, somebody kind of comes running up that's not even in uniform, just wearing like a gray jacket. They appear to know him, right? He just comes running up, begins to assist them in tackling this guy down to the ground. He's on his hands and knees. And the guy in the gray jacket that came running up notices that he has a pistol holstered on his side. So he has a sidearm. He yells like a fucking moron, gun, 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 grabs the gun. He now has the gun secured. Doesn't say anything to the rest of the group, right? Now you have a group of paranoid people who believe that there's now a gun in his hand. And believe it or not, he is kind of holding a silver cell phone, and he's holding it almost as if he has his finger up on the trigger. So if somebody's yelling a gun and you were to glance down, it might look like a gun to you. So I believe they screwed up. This idiot yelling a gun should have said, he has a gun on his side. I'm going to grab it. But instead, he yelled, gun, 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 secures the gun, runs away with it. Then they begin shooting at him because they see the phone in his hand. Now, I haven't analyzed the footage or anything like that, but that's what I saw. What's up, Amy? Ice must be terrifying for you guys. I've never even seen a gun in real life before. There's absolutely nothing terrifying about ice at all. The only people that are having any experiences with ice are illegal aliens and these type of people who are kind of tracking them down and harassing them. Other than that, or maybe if you're hanging around Home Depot or you're shopping at Home Depot, you might see some ice activity over there in the corner. Autumn says outrageous overuse of force by ICE. All right, go ahead and type in the chat right now, justified or no. I say no. I say absolutely no. But I'll tell you why. Let me explain. Here, let me turn the audio back on. They're talking about burning it down. Trump's ice is melting. It's not Trump's ice. It's the United States ice. There are agents. James says, dude committed suicide by cop. Absolutely not. Yeah, it definitely wasn't his fault. I blame it on the crowd. I blame it on the protest itself. Right? Imagine if we all together, right and left, just said, you know what? We're not going to listen to the cops anymore. Every time we see the cops pull over somebody or try to detain somebody, all of us as citizens are going to fight the police, right? We're going to surround them, we're going to attack them, and we're going to come armed. If that happened, it would be total anarchy. But that's what a small group of people in the United States are doing when it comes to ICE. It's literally anarchy. And then the propaganda that surrounds it paints this image like they're kind of like a Gestapo. It's ridiculous. But the truth is, in order for the Democrats to stay in power, they need to continue this operation with illegal immigrants. And in order for the Republicans to stay in power, they have to continue to fight the Democrats. How do they fight the Democrats? Well, they seal the border, they stop illegal voting, and they allow the economy to boost. That's what the Republicans want. They want it to boost. Democrats want it to crash because they want to replace it with socialism. Right? They have to destroy it to build it back up. Build back better. Sensei, what's going on? No, it's barbaric. I'm not saying ICE. I support ICE. But these agents that committed this murder right here, this is a small group of a larger agency, right? They fucked up. But I don't blame them entirely. I think they share the blame with these radical liberals who kind of created this atmosphere. But yeah, I blame them second. I blame first the guy in the coat who ran up, tried to assist, yelled, gun, 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 grabs the gun, secures the gun, has it, walks away, and doesn't communicate with the rest of these guys. You can't yell gun, gun, gun and run away. You know what I mean? Like, why are you running, bro? I need to run then. He's running, he's yelling gun and he's running. And he has his gun out. Turns out to be the victim's gun. But if you yell that and you don't communicate, like, hey, I have his gun, or hey, he has a gun on his hip, I'm going to secure it. Like, gun on his hip, I'm grabbing it. And then once you have it, you communicate, I have the gun. Gun secured. And why does it take like 5 or 6 agents to get this guy down? I feel like they might have maced themselves. So all you're witnessing right now are is the radical left who want socialism fighting for that with guerrilla warfare. And don't forget, these are the same folks that control the mainstream media. That's why we will forever remain the alternative media. This idiot knew what was capable of happening. He obviously wanted trouble. Why would anyone in their right mind bring a gun to a protest where they know there's potential for this type of situation? Every protest that I've ever been to, I've had my gun on me. A couple of them, I've even openly wore my bulletproof vest. You want to know why? Because this is America and I'm free to do that. He should have every right, regardless of his political position or even the color of his skin, to carry that gun. I bet you it was licensed. It looked like a really nice gun. It looked like he cared for that gun. It was a nice looking gun. I didn't see him pull that weapon. So he wasn't doing anything wrong. So they got a real problem here. Right? You have one shooting that I believe potentially was justified. You can't, when law enforcement tell you to stop and you're in a vehicle, you have to stop. That's just the way it is. But this here, this guy was filming. That's a constitutionally protected right. If they were giving an unlawful order, then that means it's completely unjustified. He has a First Amendment. Now, if he was breaking some rules, they have every right to detain him. And it appears that they were detaining him. He may have been resisting, perhaps. But that doesn't warrant being shot because you have you have a gun on you. This is America. We have the Second Amendment here. So I support that man's right to have that gun on him, along with his First Amendment right, which he may have overstepped. So even though I support ICE, I don't support these specific agents in this specific situation. I believe they were wrong. I believe it's gotten out of hand, but they share the responsibility, in my opinion, with this movement here, which is a socialist movement that is very un-American. So what they want to do is they want to celebrate the freedom of America, right? We're going to celebrate the freedom because you idiots provided us this freedom to launch our revolution. If you're going to give us this platform to launch our revolution, you fools, we will do it. So it's like they're taking advantage of the freedom to destroy it. It's fucking bizarre. I hate the soul suckers. Too early to tell. I mean, I looked at a few different angles, and I didn't see anything where he had a weapon. There was one angle where it looked like he may have been reaching into his ankle. So yeah, it might be too early to tell. But from every angle I saw, he had nothing in his hand but a gray colored cell phone. James, yes, justified. Yeah, definitely not the smartest thing to do to bring a gun to a protest. But like I said, this is America. And it's a risky place. You know, we take a risk every day with the actions that we take. Today could be your last. Dress accordingly. I'd agree that the crowd and local Minnesota officials are to blame. They have had plenty of opportunities to diffuse this. Well, absolutely. I mean, who's running Minnesota right now? Don't forget, what was it? The Summer of Love? So we had the Summer of Love. Now this is going to be the Winter of Hate or something. And then it'll probably be followed by another scamdemic. That's what happened after the Summer of Love. Remember, Black Lives Matter. I hate soul suckers. This is a distraction. They want us to forget about the fraud. Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't trust anybody in the government. That even goes for Donald Trump, right? Back in the day, he was friends with Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton. Like, he was a straight up Democrat. And then one day he's like, oh, I'm a conservative. I was like, hell yeah, Donald Trump saw the light. I'm going to vote for him. If he's, if he's really going to do all these things that he's talking about, hell yeah. They're all conservative. And then MAGA was the, hold on. Okay. Yeah, that was just a campaign slogan, right? Just like with Ronald Reagan. And I'm from the 80s. I remember how that was. So I feel like the radical left misinterpreted the MAGA movement, similar to what a lot of the racist people did in the country. And they kind of took over that movement. So you have two groups that have misinterpreted what MAGA really was to begin with. And one side has taken it over, and the other side has kind of idolized it as a target. But it's gone. It's over. It never existed. And I think we learned a big lesson about Donald Trump, with the whole Epstein, all that stuff. So if he was a Democrat to begin with, maybe he was always a Democrat. And if he was always a Democrat, that means that there really is no left or right. They just use it whenever they want it, however it best fits to divide us. I go everywhere armed, but I use common sense. I do agree in his right to be armed. But with the right comes the responsibility to obey law enforcement. No, you have to obey lawful orders. So I think that's the question. And I would agree with you, James, but I don't know. I'm not convinced yet that he was given a lawful order. We progressive will be the majority soon, and you will learn the difference between a Republican and a republic and a democracy. Yeah, and we definitely were never designed to be a democracy ever. And that's not what we are now. That's what they're trying to make us into. And honestly, that's what they do, right? That would be brilliant. Send in a Democrat posing as a conservative to take over the vote and then lead us into World War III. I mean, he was the president during COVID, and that was the summer of love was under Trump. Now we have this under Trump. And I wouldn't be surprised if this winter of hate, which is what it looks like it's turning into, I'm waiting for the fires and the looting and all of that. I'm wondering if this will be what sparks it all. But hopefully after that, it's not followed by another pandemic. So once again, we're watching BG on the Scene on Twitch, titled Area Near the Shooting Involving Federal Agent in Minneapolis. And we are live. That guy's just banging on a trash can. Pat, 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 pat. I hate my mom. I hate my mom. Strike, 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 strike. See, I have no problem with citizens rising up for just cause, you know? Like, if you have a corrupt government and you need to take it to the streets, maybe even violence, and it's justified, kind of like what was going on in Iran and what happened in Syria and what happened in Ukraine in 2014. Like, when your government is literally shooting the protesters, I think at that point the citizens have every right to shoot back. But when you're fighting for a cause that's not just, like you're fighting for illegal citizens to remain in a country, to destroy your economy, to steal jobs, to sneak in votes, to smuggle money, to create fraudulent companies and funnel taxpayer monies. That shit's not right. We're like the most prosperous country, and we always wonder why we're not reaping any of the rewards or the benefits for that. Well, now we know. There is literally an enemy within trying to destroy the country. Like, why fuck ICE? Because they're deporting their voter base, right? Fuck ICE. Fuck the fact that you're deporting our voters. That's what they're really saying. They're not saying fuck ICE. They're saying fuck the fact that you're removing our control. And the guy shot was part of that enemy. I don't think so. I don't think he was part of any enemy. I think he was somebody that was just misplaced and underestimated the situation versus somebody who overestimated the situation. But honestly, if people weren't stalking ICE agents and following them on these raids, none of this would ever happen. They would conduct their business. They would deport these illegal citizens, and some of them might come back into the country legally or may not even be deported, might get a court date or something. But if people weren't harassing them, there wouldn't be this level of danger and paranoia. I'm watching this protest and I'm playing which one of these protesters is an FBI agent. Which one of these is an undercover cop? You can always seem to tell which ones. You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. I bet you I could. I bet you I could crack a small hole in the egg and use a syringe, suck the whole egg out, and then squirt it back into the bowl. Without, well, I guess you would have to crack the egg. You would need to somehow dissolve the shell. Then there would be no cracking.
We're here to shut the shit down.
But I don't know if anybody would want to eat that omelet. Some of them don't even know what they're chanting. Global for profit. Global for profit. Snow globes and ostrich. Snow globes and ostrich. I was born in Boston. Sensei says you still have to break the egg, white and yolk, to make the omelet, or it's just fried egg. Is there a way to slice? I believe if you slice, there is no break. Maybe you can breed the chicken to have the yolk on the outside. Genetically modify it. If they didn't have a bullhorn, you wouldn't really even hear them. Yeah, part of me feels like they're trying to start a civil war. Right? They're like, okay, we had one of our ICE agents, shoot somebody. Well, it wasn't enough because it kind of looked justified. All right, next time we're going to shoot somebody and it'll totally be unjustified. And then maybe we'll kick off the civil war or this winter of hate. See if they get violent. Right, here's the guy they killed. So what you're seeing here is just him standing there with his phone in his hand. Right? He's not being aggressive or anything. ICE tells him, get out of the road. He says, no, I have the right to film. And that is his First Amendment. If he's impeding in their investigation or their operation, and he's, even a certain distance away, the Supreme Court has said that we can do that as citizen journalists, which is part of our First Amendment right. He has every right to stand there. So I don't see it as a legal or a lawful order for them to tell him that he has to move, unless he's trying to block traffic. And I don't know the whole story. If he's in the middle of the road, he's blocking traffic, or he's literally poking his nose into what they're doing, standing right next to them, or right in the middle of what's going on. Yeah, that's different. He's breaking the law at that point. But that's not what I saw. This is what I saw here. A man kind of standing to the side where vehicles would park, not really in the middle of the road, peacefully having a conversation. And then a person next to him, which is a female, I believe, is thrown to the ground by ICE. She's like thrown all the way towards the sidewalk. So if anything, they antagonized him and then killed him. Redfoot says people need to go research what some of these cartels are doing to people in Mexico. Yeah, they're awful. And us in Arizona and people in these bordering States, we know exactly what happens because it happens to a lot of us, right? The Mexican cartels own the street gangs out here, whether it's the Latin gangs, whether it's the white gangs in the middle of Indiana. Um, it goes through the Mexican mafia, who owns the prison system, and from the Mexican mafia it goes directly to the cartels, and the cartels own most of the local governments in Mexico. So we have to close that border. We absolutely, all of the homelessness that you're seeing, all the drug addiction, all of the fucked up shit that you're seeing within your cities, all starts there at the border. Whether it's jobs, whether it's homelessness, whether it's drug addiction, it all starts right there. If the government wanted a civil war, they would just shut TikTok down. I don't think that would work. Our ideas are more powerful than kinetics. I agree. Soul Suckers, I believe that the only way to get a civil war is to make us think that that's what we want. First, you have to convince the masses that it was their idea, right? It's something that they needed. Dang, they got the roads blocked off. Look at that with trash cans. I'm going to say in another hour or two, there's going to be tear gas in the air. There's going to be fires burning, cars burning, broken windows. We just need the cover of darkness. Let's see. So we're watching BG on the Scene. Not sure who this is. Live. Area near the shooting involving federal agents in Minneapolis. And I found this on Twitch. Where are all the Trump First and Second Amendment supporters? I mean, they're not antagonistic like the real ones. Not these weirdos that took over what they call MAGA now. I don't think MAGA was ever taken over because it wasn't a movie. It wasn't a movement. It was a campaign slogan that people turned into like some weird movement. But as far as I'm concerned, it's dead. It's been dead. I think it died the day that Donald Trump got reelected. Right? It's a campaign slogan. You don't need it anymore because it was successful. Now, the next quote unquote MAGA movement that I will become part of will be the next conservative candidate. That's who I'll support. You Americans fight communism in foreign nations whilst communism is being rooted in your own country and will succumb to an orgy of tribalism, altruism, Marxism. Yeah, well, I mean, we've been under attack. And this is really, ICE is basically a counterattack. So the reason that they're fighting ICE is it goes right to what your comment is suggesting. ICE is an answer to your comment, right? It's fighting against what we can obviously see coming, and this is a response. You have to justify the welfare state. There is a guy named Tom me something on YouTube. He goes around and tries to piss them off. He's probably live now. Yeah, I mean, I just want to observe. I just want kind of like a bird's eye view into what's going on. So I really appreciate this guy just kind of walking around because that's how I do things when I go to the protests that I've been to. Just kind of like a fly on the wall, unbiased reporting. Looks like they got the roads blocked off down there. A lot of people are leaving, so I wonder if somehow they scheduled a protest. The protest is over. I think after all these people clear out, then we're going to start to see the troublemakers. And maybe even some counter protesting. Some agitators maybe. I hate Soul Sucker says First Amendment doesn't protect interfering and instigating violence. Interfering with what? And who instigated violence? It looked like ICE was the one that was instigating the violence. And I support ICE, but if you can't call it for what it is, right? That's what this channel is. Our foundation is consistency. If we don't have consistency, then what are we? We don't have integrity. I look at them as one and the same. Someone doesn't understand peaceful gathering to redress your government. As far as a Second Amendment goes, ICE is enforcing legitimate and sensible federal laws that actually protect citizens of all beliefs. Yeah, and I agree with that. That's the problem. Like, they don't have a just cause. They don't have a just cause. They have a political cause. We're looking at a group of people that do whatever their government tells them to. Whatever their political party tells them to do, they will go do that. Because what we have in this country is not something called white privilege. We have something called white guilt. And we're watching it exploited. There's a video of an ICE agent undercover antagonizing and then being whisked away by his fellow agents in a white van when people started to question the guy's motives and they thought he was in danger. There you go. Thank you, Holden. So let's play Who is the Undercover Officer in the Crowd? I already saw a couple. Right, usually it's the guy walking around slowly, just scanning everybody. Well dressed. Just kind of walking around alone, observing. Could be a man, woman, white, black. Yeah, the rowdy crew's coming in at night. The cover of darkness, right? You start launching bricks right now, people are going to get you on camera. And you can't even get away, right? Because people will see you leaving. They'll chase you. They'll chase you and they'll film you. They'll watch you getting into your car. They'll get your license plate. But when it's dark out, you can just kind of hide behind a trash can and just launch the brick. Yeah, there's going to be some provocateurs. I think this is it. This might be the George Floyd moment they needed to kind of knock this out. Fuck Nazis. Fuck Nazis. Fuck Nazis. Fuck Nazis. Fuck Nazis. Who were socialists? Who were socialists? Who were socialists? Also, these ICE agents are untrained. This influx is all gravy seals who wanted that 50 grand sign on bonus. Yeah, they made a. I mean, somebody's going to get charged for it. It was well documented. Whoever this idiot was that was wearing a gray jacket, he walked into the mix and he acted as if he was there to assist. He even grabbed the guy in a chokehold at one point, and the guy bends over on his hands and knees, the victim, and the guy in the gray coat notices that he has a holstered weapon. Instead of saying he has a holstered weapon, I'm going to secure it, he yells like a fucking idiot, gun, 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 grabs the pistol and runs away instead of saying, I've secured the weapon. So at this point, he's yelling, gun, 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 secures the gun. The officers are looking around and wondering why he's running away and looking for a gun. Well, this entire the victim has had his silver looking phone in his hand trying to film. And when you're filming with your phone, you have one finger kind of extended out over the phone, which looks like you have your finger over a trigger. It looked like he was holding a weapon. This seems like a setup to me, you guys. Seems like this guy in the gray coat knew that he had a gun, injected himself into the situation, created some kind of unnecessary panic, got the man killed, and then just removed himself from the equation. So that's the guy that we need to find out who he is. He's the agitator, right? All we need is a couple false flags. Boom, set this bitch off. Shit, they got a makeshift cross. What was his name? Alex Preddy. Once again, shout out to BG on the scene over on Twitch. We're watching him live on Twitch right now. Area near shooting involving federal agent in Minneapolis. Mr. Prof Chaos. Imagine following the marching orders of a Muslim chick that married her own brother to get into the U.S., and her family back home is known for committing a genocide. Well, I think you can say something very similar about Trump, right? There's all these questions about his involvement with Epstein, right? There's always two sides to this politician coin. I'm telling you, everything is designed, I think, just to divide us, to appeal to us. And then during the next political cycle, they'll switch over, they'll change it up. I mean, just imagine if all of us at the same time just started acting like what these liberals are acting. Just imagine if the entire country just said at the same time, you know what? We're not listening to cops anymore, right? We just totally throw out the rule of law. We throw it out the window. They try to pull us over, we shoot at them. Everybody, everybody in traffic stops and starts shooting at the cops. They no longer can enforce the law. There is no law. Do you think all of your fellow citizens are just going to be nice to you? You think they're not going to come and take your shit by force? All of the evil people that we've somehow been able to somewhat isolate through being civilized will now come out of the woodworks. So what we're seeing right now is a large part of our society who believe that that's okay. They got fucking incense burning and shit. What the fuck? What is that? Oh, they got runes. Look at all that witchcraft shit. All the sticks, right? Got a candle there. That's probably Catholic. Rest in peace, Nurse Preddy. Was he a nurse? Yeah, that guy definitely did not deserve to die. So I'm very curious who this guy in the gray jacket was. Yeah, what is that shit? They have his name spelled in pine cones. What the fuck is going on? This is so weird. Very ritualistic. So they made like a circle or a square or a heart, maybe? They made a heart out of sticks, almost like a giant wreath. All right, let's go back to playing Who's the Cop? He's pointing out the drones. Looks like we got a drone above. Appreciate that. I don't know. Most likely law enforcement. Looks like there's another one maybe up over to the right. Can't tell what that was. Maybe that was the moon. Yeah, I'm still not finding any video you described of the shooting. The DHS is saying the individual approached the agents with the gun. I hate soul suckers. You're gonna have to go to X. Go on X and just type in ICE shooting and go to the latest. They have like 4 different angles. They don't actually show the shooting. You just kind of see the skirmish, and then you hear the gun. You hear the gunshots. Yeah, it's on there. That's what prompted me to do this live stream. I was just kind of going through X, and I saw that, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm going live on this." Because I feel like later tonight we're gonna see the aftermath. So I wanted to kind of make a prediction. You know, we're gonna see something very similar to the BLM riots. See, look, these guys. Here comes the people. You see them? The actual protesters leave, and then you start seeing these people coming in with like real masks, heavy duty helmets, backpacks filled with something. Right? It's probably either gas masks, a change of clothing. Like, yeah, you can see the crowd shifting. It's slowly turning into nothing but black clothes. You see? Are you noticing that? Sensei says it's all over Facebook and YouTube too. The guy was an ICU nurse. I want to see the body cam footage, not cell phone footage from 30 feet away. Either way, it's about it. It's about to get violent tonight. I think you're right. And that's why I wanted to come live. I wanted to make that prediction. I think that they tried to set it off with the other incident, with the other shooting, and it wasn't enough. They needed something that was unjustified, and I believe that's what this was. So if you're joining right now, go ahead and put in the chat whether you think it was justified or not. What do you believe the shooting was justified, or do you believe it wasn't? Let me know in the chat. Bro, there are probably 3 to 4 people from the FBI in that crowd. Yeah, I would even guess maybe up to 10 total law enforcement officers. Maybe a couple groups of two. Maybe a man and a woman. I feel like that would look less conspicuous. Sometimes they're the loudest ones. Yeah, like January 6th. We need to go into the Capitol. They're like, what? No, shut up, you idiot. Stop saying that. No, listen to me. We need to go into the Capitol. Like, oh shit, here we go. Melt ice. Well, they're not literally ice. They don't melt. Oh, there we go. You see? Starting to see the rowdy group show up. So if you're really coming to a protest prepared to riot, you're going to need a bag filled with at least your helmet, your gas mask, some goggles, maybe some milk for the mace and the tear gas. So if you see anybody in the crowd with a large backpack, those are the people that you'll probably see a little bit later on when the sun goes down, getting really crazy. I've been to a few protests. I found a different angle now, and I still don't hear gun, gun, gun. To me, sounds like a fun was fired once the ice backs off. No, there is a one that where you can hear him saying gun, gun, gun. I believe it might be the video from the car. No, not the one from the car. That's the one where you don't see the shooting. I'm not sure. Amy says unjustified, in my opinion. UK opinion. No, I think you're right, Amy. Definitely unjustified. It may have been justified that they were forcing him to move, and maybe he was breaking the law. Maybe they did have a law. Maybe they were giving lawful orders. In my opinion, no. Because I know the law. I know the law. If you're standing away from the incident, you can film. And it's illegal for law enforcement to try to impede against that. That's a violation of our First Amendment. And then for them to tackle you and start searching your person is a violation of your Fourth. I won't say it's justified or not because I haven't seen any video up close. The one video I watched was too far away to judge anything. Seemed like they got pretty rough on him beforehand. ICE doesn't wear body cams. It was right in front of some businesses. I bet you we're going to see some footage. No, it looks like this is a photograph of him. All right, Alex Preddy. Registered nurse and athlete, son and a brother with ties to Colorado and Wisconsin. He was also licensed to carry. See, that's what pisses me off. You should be able to assemble like this, expressing yourself through your rights that are given to you, not by your government, but by God. I can show this. So we won't play it, but we'll kind of run it. So you guys see this guy in the gray? He came running like just shortly before this video started running. This guy in the gray jacket, who is not in uniform like these guys are. You can see they're wearing these tan vests. And they got pouches for their magazines here. A dump pouch. Extra magazines. A battle belt. And then you have this guy just wearing a gray jacket that comes running up. And he's like assisting. See? So he kind of grabs the guy from around the back of the neck. And it's right around this point he starts yelling, gun, gun, gun. And right here he's yelling, gun, gun, gun. And this idiot gets up and takes off running with it. You see it? How he has it in his hand? So they're trying to detain this poor guy here who basically hasn't done anything wrong that I know of, unless he was actually breaking the law, which he may have. May have been illegal detainment. But either way, this guy, who doesn't even appear to be an ICE agent unless he's undercover. He could have been undercover. Enters into the skirmish, yells, gun, 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 grabs the gun, doesn't tell anybody that he secured the gun. A few moments later, these guys start looking around for the gun. They see the phone in his hand, and they start shooting him. And once one of the agents starts shooting, they all start shooting. Right? It's not their fault. That's what they're trained to do.
Stop complaining about us, Minnesota. Well, all we fucking do is go to work. We got bills to pay. Most of us work 9 to 5, work home, work home, work home. Then they're saying Minnesota is going so bad. There's people ruin Minnesota.
Minnesota.
How is Minnesota being ruined?
Minnesota. I've noticed a few bodies moving around on top of a few of these buildings. I hope somebody has eyes on that. I think that might actually be law enforcement. See, like up here at the top, you see at the top of the building? I think they have law enforcement on some of these buildings. I think they're the ones flying the drones. See, there's another one over there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's law enforcement. Because they know what's coming. He showed the gun? No, I don't think so. I don't think he showed the gun at all. I sometimes wonder if people are getting paid, then I'm missing out. He said if people are getting paid, I'm missing out. Well, the people who are getting paid are the people who organized you, buddy. Remember that little app that you have that tells you, oh my God, there's another protest. Who do you think built that app for you?
love the community. We all love each other, and that's really amazing too. And man, I just gotta say, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Seriously, I feel bad for you guys. I feel like crying for y'all because if a lot of y'all
Right.
staying at home,
Liberals, that's all they
or
do is
thinking
cry.
that someone is coming to save you, I'm sorry, but no one is.
They
The
react,
only way that
they
you
don't
can
observe.
save if you stand up, stand with the people, stand with the community, and you make change. Because if we are lucky to be alive for 80 years, are we going to waste 40 of those years protesting every year, hoping that something will change?
No, make the change.
At least let's make this year be the year that we change something, so none of this has to happen again. And honestly, if I end up getting a wife and I still having kids, I don't want to be out here protesting if this shit happens again. Like, I do not want none of my kids to experience this shit in the future.
More kids.
And the only way to stop that bullshit from happening is if we finally do something about it. I gotta say this. The fucking blue motherfucker team are thinking that we're out here.
A lot of future shooters in that
And the red
crowd.
are believing that we're out here protesting for the blue. We're not. We're here. We are here protesting for us. We do not care. We do not care who's gonna be.
A lot of Tyler Robinsons out there.
We do not care. All we care about is this time is us. We do not give a shit about giving you a power or making you the next president or the next vice president. We do not give a shit. This time, we care about ourselves. We are out here for ourselves. We want to take care and we want to do something this time for ourselves. Honestly, and I just gotta say this, man. Listen,
I just got to cry for a little bit.
I'm just saying too much. This is my first time talking, so I hope you guys understand what I'm saying.
Thank you, Sensei. Yeah, guys, hit the like button if you can. Go show some love to BG on the scene if you guys are part of Twitch. That's who we're watching right now live. BG on the scene, area near shooting involving federal agents in Minneapolis. Doesn't really look good, but I want to see what the officer saw. I'm watching it on a cell phone too, so that doesn't help with the details. Yeah, I mean, it was just a huge mistake. It was a mistake by the guy in the gray jacket. If he wouldn't have yelled gun, 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 and if he would have just communicated a little better, this would have never happened. It's almost like they did it on purpose. And I've been waiting for a false flag incident to kind of set this off. And this might be it. So I wanted to come on this live stream and make that prediction. Like, I predict that this will finally launch the rioting, the burning down of the city.
I really have to say this. You know, I understand. I like. It doesn't matter what side you're on, but the fact that you see videos online of ICE killing more than people, and yet you have to say, "Oh, they deserve it," is just really crazy. That's really shame on you. You just seen someone else taking another person's life. That person has a family, a kid, a wife.
The sad part is this guy's wrong. Like, I didn't never said the guy deserved it, but I did say that this crowd is partly responsible for why he's dead. Right? They want to disrupt. This is just casualty of their war against the United States of America to make it a socialist state.
Good reason to come into Minnesota and say, "Oh, there's too much fraud going on. People are ruining Minnesota. We have."
Yeah, yeah. Fuck that. Yeah, they're getting right. Yeah, they're gonna pop off. And I'm sure they're gonna try to somehow tie in Palestine and all of that. You know, they have this movement, and it's just a cult. They can never just. There's no consistency ever.
They said 8 billion in fraud. What were they fucking doing when 8 billion was going out the state? And I have to say one more last thing before I go. I love you guys and thank you to everyone.
I bet you he cries.
Out here.
Who wants to bet he's gonna cry?
I'm just seeing how Minnesota people are going and protest. Does not matter how cold it is. Right now, I'm fucking freezing. I'm wondering, should I go home? Should I go home? Well, you know what? I'm going to stay here with you guys because I also love you guys and I want to stay with you guys.
Where's the cops? Where? Oh, I think that was a copper right there. Oh, we got the Antifers. They got the stashed bricks right around the corner. There's probably a van somewhere filled with like shields and shit. There. Looks like we got a fire brewing. Oh yeah, they got all kinds of wood. They're ready to go. Sometimes all violent people need is the moral high ground. You know, we see that a lot here on YouTube, right? People will try to make somebody look out to be a really bad person. That way they can attack them. So if you can find some way to justify being violent, kind of like killers in prison, when the chomos come in there, they kill the chomos. You really think they care that they're chomos? No, they just want to be able to the witnesses to be able to rationalize and maybe justify why they're accepting this person being murdered, right? Sometimes it's even celebrated when you have a chomo killed in prison. Like, oh, good job, killer. But the killer doesn't care about the kids or the women that were victimized. They're just looking for a victim to target with less blowback. So there's probably a lot of people within this crowd right here. They're waiting for that reason to get violent, and this could be that reason. This could be that justification. Like I went from yelling a lot to actually now I'm going to actually do something really violent. All right, if you're just joining us, we are watching BG on the Scene. Title of this Twitch stream is Live Area Near Shooting Involving Federal Agent in Minneapolis. So the dude's just kind of walking around this protest that sparked after the shooting and giving us an inside look. So shout out to him. Yeah, we'll probably get out of here in a little bit. But later tonight, what I want to do is if my prediction was right, we'll go live again. And we'll talk about it. Man, it looks really cold. Yeah, and that fool has a whole duffel bag. I wonder what you got in there, buddy. See those two guys right there with the backpacks filled? Motherfucker had a duffel bag. Here comes another suspicious guy through the crowd with a large backpack and a face covering. See the gas masks coming in now? See this group right here? Yeah, they're ready. They got the respirators. Oh, see this guy right here? Yeah, we're going to reconvene on this one, you guys. So everybody hang tight. If my prediction is right, this shit is about to hit the fan. So you'll probably see me a little bit later, and when we go live, it'll most likely mean because Minneapolis is on fire. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. Be there or be square. Peace.